guys, welcome back. So let's be real, there's no reason for me to play coy or beat around the bush. You can tell from the title of this video exactly what I'm about to say, which is that I have a recent obsession with Beauty and the Beast retellings. More specifically, historical romances that deal with Beauty and the Beast retellings. If you saw my August wrap-up, you know that I recently read The Beast of Bestwick. I absolutely adored this book so much, and so shortly after reading it, I felt like I needed to get my hands on all of the Beauty and the Beast retellings that I could. Like I said, more specifically when it comes to historical romances, that's the ones that I'm interested in reading at this point in time. That said, I took to bookstagram. I think I posted a photo of this book and I just kind of like put out feelers asking people for Beauty and the Beast retelling suggestions, and I got quite a handful of suggestions, which I'm so happy for. This is one of the reasons why I absolutely adore the book community, because people are always happy to dive in with their suggestions. And so I thought I would share this list with you guys so that way, one, if you like Beauty and the Beast retellings as much as I do, you can add these books to your TBR, and then two, if you have your own suggestions that I do not mention on this list, please, I beg of you, add your suggestions to the comments, because at this point I have decided to open up a separate Goodreads, or not open up, but like create a separate Goodreads category that is just strictly historical romances for Beauty and the Beast retellings that I plan to add all of these to and slowly work my way down the list. So as I mentioned, a bunch of great bookish people left me suggestions and I wrote them all down, but I will be honest, I haven't actually gone through the list yet, and so that's exactly what I figured we can do together right now. So before I dive in and go through the list of books that were recommended to me, I did want to quickly show you guys a book that I did buy on my own. I picked this up maybe a week or so ago on one of my random trips to the bookstore, and the title immediately stood out to me because it has such an overt Beauty and the Beast reference. The title is called Brazen and the Beast, and just a quick side note, one of the reasons that I'm so grateful for the book community for the recommendations is that some of these book titles don't really have the obvious beast reference in it, which would have made it harder for me to find these books. And so some of the suggestions that I got have the beast title, some of them don't. All of them I'm super excited to learn more about. But as for this one, we've got Lady Henrietta, and I kind of already know what this one is about because I did like a little mini try a chapter where I read a few pages after I bought it because I already knew that I wanted to buy it. But anyway, this one is really interesting because of the way that the heroine meets the hero, because what happens is that she's on a night on the town with one of her girlfriends and she stumbles across this guy who's passed out, and basically she proceeds to haul him into her carriage and take him back to her house to not necessarily nurse him back to health, but I guess for lack of a better expression, nurse him back to health. And that's kind of where things go into the Beauty and the Beast aspect of it. So this one obviously I'm very excited to read, but let's go into the other suggestions that were provided to me. I've got my list right here. So first up we have, first up we have Ravished by Amanda Quick, which as a historical newbie, even I have heard of Amanda Quick, and so I'm excited because I haven't yet read any of her books, and this is a perfect example of why I'm so grateful for the suggestions, because going by the title alone, I would not have known that this was a retelling of Beauty and the Beast. But with this one we have, it is a Regency historical, which is perfect, and let's see, our main heroine is called Harriet Pomeroy. She's just regular Miss Harriet. And then we've got, okay, I'm still getting used to some of these names. I'm going to read this to you. Let me know, is this one person or two person? We have Gideon Westbrook, Viscount St. Justin. Are those two people? Is that one person? I don't know, but one of them / him is dubbed the Beast of Blackthorn Hall because of his scarred face and lecherous past. That's all I need to know. That's a similar kind of description to the Beast of Bestwick, which I adored, so we're automatically saying yes to that one. Next, let's go on to, okay, so next up is Romancing the Duke. This one is by, Tessa Dare, who I love. I did read her When the Scott Ties a Knot, which is actually part of the same series now that I'm looking at this description. Scott Ties a Knot was book 3 in the series, called Castles Ever After. This one, Romancing the Duke, is book 1. And so we have a daughter of a famed author, and let's see. Okay, so this one is really cute in the description because the description kind of like sets you up, I guess, for the subsequent books, because it says she never doubted romance would be in her future because she is the daughter of a famed author and grew up on tales of brave knights, ugly duckling turned swan, abducted by a handsome highwayman, rescued by a prince, yada yada. So there's already that nod to fairy tales. As far as the actual plot line and the references to Beauty and the Beast, admittedly, this one isn't necessarily giving me those more obvious, the Beauty and the Beast, but at the same time, I adore Tessa Dare just by the one book of hers that I read, and so it's for that reason alone that this is an automatic yes, and so I'm going to add it to my list. Okay, so next up we have, so this one is more overt. This one is actually, it's an Eloisa James. I've definitely heard of her, and yet I haven't read her. So I'm so excited. I'm going to be checking off so many things if I continue to read this list. But this one is called When Beauty Tamed the Beast, and it's actually part of her fairy tale series, which is spot on perfect. We already have the Beauty and the Beast in the title, so that's a very obvious nod to me. As far as the description goes, they tell you who the beauty is. Her name is Miss Lynette Barry Thurn, and naturally she is betrothed to a beast, it says. His name is Piers Yelverton. He is the Earls of Marcont. He lives in a castle in Wales. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. So yeah, this one looks more obvious in terms of the Beauty and the Beast trope as far as the description goes. Because we've got our beauty, she's betrothed to the beast. I can already guess what's going to happen in terms of them actually falling in love. But again, when it comes to these fairy tales, let me just say really quickly, it's not about a surprise ending. We all know what's going to happen. Not even necessarily when it comes to the Beauty and the Beast ending, but when it comes to romances in general, there is a 99% chance there's going to be a happily ever after. But again, it's never about the ending per se. It's more so the destination and watching the characters grow and how they express their love for one another that makes it so interesting to watch. And so when it comes to these retellings, because the maybe overall gist of it is going to be the same, again, the Beauty and the Beast trope, what's really going to stand out are the characters, the author's writing, the descriptions, especially when it comes to the historical era, which is one of the reasons why I wanted to specify this list to historical romances, because those settings just lend itself to such creativity and such flowery language that it just, to me, goes hand in hand with the whole idea of Beauty and the Beast. So that's another reason why I'm so excited. Okay, enough blabbering. Let me get back off of that tangent and talk about the next book in the list, which is I'm typing it and I have flubbery fingers, The Duchess Deal. This one is by, yes, another Tessa Dare. Man, if I had to say who my favorite author is that I seem to coincidentally flock towards, it's definitely Tessa. So The Duchess Deal is actually the first in her Girl Meets Duke series. This one, again, obviously recommended to me on bookstagram, and I'm glad because there is no kind of Beauty or the Beast reference in the title, so I wouldn't have otherwise known about it. This one is about a girl who meets a duke, obviously, but the Duke Ashbury has recently returned from war. He needs an heir, which means that he needs a wife. That's where our heroine Emma comes in, and let's see. She seems to be a almost regular person. It says a vicar's daughter turned seamstress. And so just going off of what I know when it comes to historical romances, if you're a seamstress, you're not really of noble class. So I guess that right there already shows the power struggle. What word was that? That right there already shows the power struggle between our Beauty and our Beast. And so they are going to have a marriage of convenience because, let's see, he needs an heir, and she refuses to be a pushover and doesn't want to be just this vessel for creating an heir. She wants them to actually have a relationship, which goes against what he wants to do. And so that dynamic, I'm sure, is going to be interesting. I have read Marriages of Convenience stories before, and I am kind of middle of the road about them, I will say. I will be honest. So this one will be interesting because of that Beauty and the Beast element. So if I do check this one out, I will definitely keep you posted on my thoughts about it. Okay, so we have our last one. This one is called, this one is called To Beguile a Beast. Again, with the beast reference directly in the title already, you know that I'm hooked on it. This one is also part of a series, though I will say when it comes to historical romances, what I found out, it seems to be the same for regular contemporary romances that I'm familiar with. Just because it's part of a series doesn't necessarily mean that there is a continuous storyline. It's more so just like a shared world in which characters kind of maybe make appearances or are referenced in each of the books. So even though this is the third book in the series, I'm going to make an assumption that I don't need to read books 1 and 2 because those probably deal with other characters. So I should be fine to jump right into this one. And going by the book's description, I'm already a yes with the first 4 words because it's all capped and it says, "Can a wounded beast?" Okay, I see now that the all caps is supposed to like separate the paragraphs. So when I read them all together, it says, "Can a wounded beast trust a beauty with a past?" Yes already. But okay, as far as our beasts, we have reclusive Sir Alistair Munro. He has a castle and that he has been stuck inside that castle ever since returning from war. I don't know. It says scarred inside and out. So check, definite beast qualities. As far as the beauty, though, we have Helen Fitzwilliam, and she is running from past mistakes. And so she starts a job, I guess, at his castle as a housekeeper. So she's got baggage and history. He's got baggage. And I guess she needs to kind of get over her past trauma in order to form a relationship with him. I'm making assumptions based on what I know about romances and Beauty and the Beast. So I obviously haven't read the book yet. But anyway, that one too sounds good. So I've got a handful to get me started. And like I said, I wanted to share with you guys what they are. So that way, if for some reason you're like me and the Beauty and the Beast trope interests you and you're looking for recommendations, you can use this list. Some of them, like I mentioned, are more obvious when it comes to the title, just with the Beauty and the Beast reference directly in the title. And then some of them, as you guys saw, don't reference Beauty and the Beast at all, and I would have otherwise never known because I wouldn't have known to pick up the book to look at the description. But anyway, as I mentioned before, if you have read any of these, please let me know your thoughts. And if you have other Beauty and the Beast retellings, more specifically historical romances, because that's what I'm looking for. I have read other kind of Beauty and the Beast type retellings that weren't historical romances that I didn't even realize, such as ACOTAR. Somebody had to point that out to me, and when I thought about it, I was like, oh yeah, I guess that is Beauty and the Beast. But that's not what I'm looking for. Looking for historical romances. So if you got any, drop them in the comments. But in the meantime, that'll about wrap it up for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe if you want to see more videos like it. And in the meantime, happy reading, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye!